welcome to this week's episode of Built by Ben. This week we're going to be trying out the Record Power WG250, which I've just purchased for myself. This is an old chisel of mine and it's pretty blunt at the end there. It's my wrecking chisel really rather than anything, but today we're going to sharpen this one up and see how this thing does. I have used it already on my good chisel set, but I've got a barn conversion coming up soon. I don't want to use my good chisel set on that because no doubt there'll be some nails and things in the reclaimed wood. So let's get straight to it. So you can see here the state of the chisel. It's pretty bad, this one. It is my wrecking chisel rather than anything else. So we're getting these out, giving them a sharpen, see what sort of level we can get to with it. So we get this sliding guide here, stick it on there, and then we want the chisel upside down and up against these two little notches here that just help you keep it square. And we just want to eye through the angle that we want on that chisel. I mean, you can change the angle, but I think the angle is pretty good on this one. They do send you a little angle sort of finder as well with these, but I just prefer to do it by eye rather than messing around with all of that. So all we're going to do is just tip that onto there once it's spinning. So you want this stone wheel spinning towards you, and then once we get onto the level wheel in a minute, I'll show you actually want that one going away from you. But to start with, you definitely want this one spinning towards you. Let's get started. It's fairly quiet until you start grinding. I don't know what that's doing to the microphone, so sorry about that. You can see we're just going to put gentle pressure down on that and just keep moving it side to side because we don't want to create a groove in the middle of the stone. If you just in the centre like that, we're going to end up with a dip in the middle of the stone. We want to just keep on moving that side to side, just giving all of the width of the stone a chance to make use of itself. And you can see, even after a small amount of time now, we're starting to get the silvering of the angle there. We've hit it quite nicely actually, because it's quite evenly sharpened it. So we'll just carry on and get that nice and sharp. As you can see there, we've got a lovely little edge on that now. And you can speed this up by using a grinder and just taking that first bit off and then bringing it to the wheel, but I just prefer to do it this way. Take a little bit of time on them. As you can see there, got a nice edge on that now, and now we've got to get this looking a little bit better, so we'll take this guide off. And Record Power will give you this nice block, sharpening block as well, so we'll just get that a little bit wet in there. And then what we're going to do here is just hold that nice and flat on the block. And just go backwards and forwards. Again, not just staying in the centre of the stone now. Want to be using the full width for the stone, otherwise we'll end up with a big groove in the middle. It's important that you keep that blade nice and flat on there, because if we start lifting that, we're going to cause a double edge on there. That'll make your woodwork a lot less accurate. Every now and then we just want to be turning that stone over, coming in from this end, again so that we don't end up with any grooves in this stone. You can see there it's just taking any burrs away. It's never going to be absolutely sort of mirror shiny. But you can see there we've got a lovely edge already. It's done a good job of what was a old knackered chisel. And if we want to get it even better, we can move it over to the lever wheel, give it a really fine polish, which we'll do now. Right, so we're going to turn the whole machine round. As I said earlier, we want this lever wheel moving away from us. So we'll just flip the side round to this side. So we want to put the chisel back in there, just tighten it loosely, because we've obviously got to adjust that to get the right angle on there. And then we want a bit of this metal polish that they also send with a kit. Give the thing a spin, and we'll just gently squeeze that polish out until we've covered the whole of the lever. We'll just turn that back off. We want to find our angle again. Actually looks spot on where I've done it. So we'll tighten that up, but if it's not, you can use these here. And what's handy about that is this little stopper that you get. So if you undo that, you can adjust it backwards and forwards, and then you can set that stopper to stop you at the right angle. So we know we've got a good angle. So we'll give it a spin. And again, it's really important that that lever wheel is going away from the chisel this time. The chisel's really sharp at this point, so it will just dig into the lever. It'll either wreck your machine or it'll wreck the lever wheel. Now you can do the grinding wheel this way as well, so that it's working away from the chisel, but I find that that always tends to burr the edge of the chisel a bit, because it forces the metal off of the end of the chisel that way rather back into it. So this is the way I like to do it. Just check the end of it there. You can see us giving it a really high sort of mirror polish now. It's nice and sharp as well. Right, so there we go. I think you'll agree that from how that chisel started, it's just fantastic. It's a great machine to use, and you can see here it's got this chisel nice and sharp. Considering that was my wrecking chisel, it's done a good job of that, I think. So is it the best machine on the market? Probably not. There are probably better ones out there. The wheels feel slightly unbalanced as they're turning, not enough to be a problem, but I'm sure there are some better balanced ones out there. But of course, you pay the money for that. This one's £250, or there's sometimes a few deals floating around where you can pick them up for about $220. Overall, it just feels really good. I've made a good chisel out of my wrecking chisel. Obviously, that's what it started out like, and that's what we've ended up with. So you can see for 250 quid, considering I used to pay £35 for a set of chisels before for someone else to sharpen them for me, you'd also lose your chisels for a week, and I'd have to drive them there and pick them up when they're ready. So hands down, I think this will make its money back in about 3 months' time. Now, you could go crazy on that chisel and sit there with the leather polishing wheel for hours and make that into a brand new chisel, but for me, these are just going to be used on a barn conversion. I wanted to use my old chisels on it just because there's all sorts of nails and foreign objects in the wood. I don't want to wreck my really nice chisels for that one. So it served a purpose. I'll make it clear now, it's not an ad. I'm not being sponsored by them. I've just bought it for my workshop. Thought you guys might like a video on it. We're very nearly at 10,000 subscribers, so if you could hit that like button on the video, leave us a comment and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell, because then every time I post a video, you'll get a notification on your phone for it. Hope you're enjoying them, and I'll see you on the next one.